Hello, it's Friday, April 12th. It must be time for another update from your North Carolina Medical Society. It's been a big week at the General Assembly.
We say that every week.
I know.
This is an especially hard week.
This was especially hard. So let's start off with a little success story first.
A great success story. The helmet bill that we've been talking to you all about and had an action alert on our website available for you all to use.
Yep.
That bill was heard in the House Transportation Committee this week and actually failed on a 10-10 vote within the committee. So a bipartisan vote both ways. So we're really excited to see this bill fail in committee.
Yeah, really odd thing. That hardly ever happens.
Right.
So that was encouraging that folks still want to make sure that everybody is wearing a helmet, not just those under 21. We think that's good for public safety.
I did have an emergency physician speak on behalf of that bill in the committee this week.
Thank you for that. The things that really made this week hard. The first is this bill that you've seen on our blog about Born Alive. This is a situation where, in the rare case where an infant is born after or during an abortion procedure, this bill would require mandatory resuscitation and health care services be performed, and if not performed, then some pretty serious criminal offenses and civil liability attached to it. This bill kind of raced across through the Senate. It raced through the House this morning, so these bills are kind of crisscrossing the same bill, crisscrossing chambers and likely to go up for votes next week.
The only bill within those committees this week as well.
That's right. So that one's tough. If you want to read more about that, look on our blog. All the details are there so you can fully understand it. This is one of a number of abortion-related social issues that we've described to you before, mentioned in the past. We're going to see more of these happening this year. It's highly emotionally charged, tough to talk about, tough to have just a conversation about in the building, and really hard to have any kind of sincere medical conversation because there are so many emotions attached to it. So that was crazy. On top of that, we had this death by distribution thing that we've talked about with you for the last year because it's been out there ever since we were talking.
The STOP Act and the HOPE Act.
Exactly. This is the lesser included murder offense. If you gave a person an opioid, they died as a result of taking that opioid.
With something else, maybe.
Yes, maybe even with something else, right? That you were the person that actually did the delivery, and it's without malice. So you didn't have to have any intent or ill will for this person. It's just a result that you were that person. The DAs are asking for this. It's something that they're really focused on going after drug dealers because they cannot get a murder charge attached because of the intent problem. That's why they're adding that malice piece. But there's been all kinds of unintended consequences that we've identified.
In some other states that have a similar provision to
That's
this.
right. That has actually called up some doctors
Right.
that were not running pill mills, that were just doing their jobs, trying to take care of the patients within the standard of care.
Mm-hmm.
So we've been looking for an exception over the last year. We've had a hard time identifying it. We think we've identified a solution, and that solution was added as an amendment on the Senate version. It's going to be included in the House version that goes early next week. So we're excited that there is some acknowledgement to a licensed practitioner, being you, taking care of someone within the standard of care, would be exempted from this unlawful distribution tag that would be used to grab somebody into this law.
We're very thankful that the bill sponsors were so willing to
Yes.
work with us on adding that language into this bill.
Yes, Representative Art, Senator Brown, Senator Bishop have all been very kind to continue to listen to us. There are a lot of family groups that are still looking for some further exemptions, and there's conversation about how this bill is going to change, but at least we've gotten some start for our exemption in there.
That's good. A positive bill that moved this week for us was the organ and tissue donation bill that would allow tissue to also be included on your organ donation form card that you carry already. North Carolina is one of the only states that doesn't have this provision already, so we're excited to see this move through the House Rules Committee on Thursday.
Yeah, this is a great step forward. We've also had 2 insurance bills move this week, and we've been talking to you about our goal of kind of having multiple insurance bills come together so that we could really provide options for working families, North Carolina citizens, to get health care coverage. The first that actually moved this week was House Bill 464.
Which is the healthcare, the small business healthcare, so the House's version to what we've talked to you about that the Senate put forward this week. So that actually moved through the House Insurance Committee on Thursday as well.
So this includes association health plans. It includes smaller groups that could come together, but without the regional localities that was in 686. It ensures solvency to make sure that these plans would actually have the money to pay the bills for the services that are rendered through them. So a pretty good move. This is the realtors and a bunch of other groups that have come together asking for this. We see this as a positive step.
Right, and had several amendments in committee, so the bill sponsors of this bill are also listening to a variety of stakeholders and being amenable to those changes. So if you want to see how that changed, look on the blog for those updates.
Yeah, and again, making sure that it doesn't interfere with our MEWA. This one doesn't mention our MEWA in it at all. Right. The other bill that we were very pleased to see, also dealing with insurance, yes,
Finally.
Yes, House Bill 655, the North Carolina Health Care for Working Families Act. This is the bill that would really create a brand new government-styled insurance product for working families below 133% of the federal poverty level. This is something that we've absolutely needed, especially in balance with the association health plans and the more competitive commercial plans, kind of all coming together and giving a well-rounded options for North Carolina citizens. It also includes some rural health grants, which are great, these loan repayment grants, which is something we've been encouraging for years to make sure that we are getting people out into rural communities to stay there.
And that is a piece that's different from any bills that we saw around this last year. So we're really excited to see that rural health emphasis in this bill. And we're really thankful that we had an OBGYN speak at the press conference in favor of this bill this week too.
Yeah. So great to see you guys showing up here. I mean, we had another board member, Dr. Whitesides, came from Wilmington to town this week. We just had doctors and PAs all over the place.
Yeah, NCAPA had their advocacy day as well. So happy to see about, I think, 30 of them in the building this week too.
Nice. The next couple of weeks are going to be kind of down weeks at the General Assembly. So the legislature are taking two overlapping breaks. The House is going to go out next Wednesday and kind of be out to the next Wednesday. The Senate's going to go out Thursday to Thursday, kind of over that holiday weekend. So there's not going to be as many votes over the next couple of weeks at the General Assembly. So this is a perfect time for you to talk to folks back home. So when you see them at the grocery store, when you run into them at the hairdresser,
please set up a meeting time with them. Reach out to them and say, hey, I know that you're home, but would love to meet with you while you're here to talk to you maybe about House Bill 655, because we know that you all have been asking us to come out in front of this. So this is a really great opportunity for you to have that conversation with them back home about a bill that really matters to you and your patients.
That's right. We're putting up an action alert about 655 for this weekend. This is one that we're probably going to leave open for quite a while because this bill is going to have a lot of different moving parts attached to it. But there'll be talking points in there for you to be very encouraging, just like Sue Ann was saying. So thanks in advance for making those calls back home and those contacts and those coffee shop visits and running into folks in the community. We hope you have a great holiday. We will be reporting next week and the following, but they'll just probably be more
Very
condensed.
short, yeah.
Because there's just not as much activity. So the main work is on you guys for the next couple of weeks. So do good out there, and we look forward.
Sleep.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
That would be a great thing. Do good work. Be sure to contact us and tell us what's going on so that we can follow up on your good work, and we hope to hear from you soon. Take care.